Good morning to you and welcome to our Facebook Live this morning. My name's Jenny McCormack and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator and I'm based in the market town of Brackley in the UK. Thank you so much for joining me this morning. It's Wednesday morning and it is the 3rd of, I believe it's the 3rd. Just double checking. It's the 3rd of November 2021 and I'm showcasing some new products today. They became available for you as customers yesterday and it features a suite of products that will be available in the January to June mini catalogue next year in 2022. And Stampin' Up have released them early, and they did this the same time last year, or the last mini catalogue, with the Ornate Garden Suite. Morning, Katie. Evening, Kerry. Morning, Lynn. It's a beautifully sunny morning at the moment, although I gather it was slightly foggy and cool this morning. So I'm featuring this set. So I have been working on a different stamp set this week called Celebrate with Flowers. And these were the cards that I made on Monday and Tuesday. And I was going to carry on with these, but as this has just been released, I diverted slightly and I'm going to be using these products today. So let me just show you the components. I haven't got all of them here. But we have the stamp set here. It's called, as you can see, Eden's Garden. It's a Cling distinctive stamp set. So it comes in red rubber, and I have for once mounted my sentiments and everything ready with their labels. It has some really nice sentiments, I think, that I would use. So, dear friend, how are you? Sending hugs. Let's celebrate everything. Hello there. And then my heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything. And then these 5 really pretty foliage stamps. So this one is quite detailed. These ones are smaller, as you can see. And it's a distinctive stamp set. So it has all of this shading inbuilt into the stamp itself. So my recommendation for this is that you make sure your ink pad that you're using is not too inky, or it will just spread onto the stamp. So I'll show you that when we come to stamp it anyway. That's the stamps, and the stamp set is £22. We then have the dies, and I've pre-cut this sample, and I did this for our team meeting last month. And there are 5 dies. No, 6 dies. 5 dies. Oh dear. We have this lovely border edge here. So the die itself, excuse me, does this stitching and this edge. So you can determine how big this border is. It doesn't cut this length, it just cuts this top end. Which makes it useful for doing a border on the right hand side of your card. Or for doing a panel with this top and bottom. So there's lots of things you can do with that. It has this detailed stitching and this lovely fine artwork on there. We have this banner, which is perfect for the hello there stamp. You could also use dear friend on there. I'm not sure the how are you would fit on as well. I'm not quite sure. Let's have a quick look. I think it might be too deep. Yes, but you could omit the how are you and just ink up dear friend, either by covering over this or by using your Stampin' Right marker, and so dear friend would fit on there really nicely. We have this single little set of foliage. We have this beautiful wreath style. So this will fit on a standard UK size card. And then we have a smaller one, and that's perfect to have a sentiment on the inside. And obviously there's lots of things you can do with this. You can cut this up to make smaller wreaths, you can make a large wreath, by rotating it, all sorts of things. So those are called the Eden dies, and they're £33. And if you buy them both together, you get both of those at a 10% discount at £49.50. So that's the stamps and the dies. Now the papers I showed you briefly yesterday, I will show you now we're in more natural light. Morning Tracy, Catherine, Carol, Jeanette. Hopefully I've got everybody that's commented, thank you. So these are the papers. They are absolutely stunning. And I look at those thinking I've got too many. So we've got 6 papers. One side they're gold embossed, one side they're matte, and the colours here are soft succulent, evening evergreen, and white and gold. So we have this one here. So I'll show you one side and then I'll flip to the other. Now the light is slightly unnatural. So this is evening evergreen behind. From my screen it looks quite dull and grey, but I promise you it's a beautiful deep green. We have this one here, and we have, so 2 have the evening evergreen back, 2 have a white backing like so. This has got tiny gold dots on, and then 2 have soft succulent backing. I think they're all really nice. There's nothing in any of those that I wouldn't use. And on the reverse side we have these patterns here. So again, we've got some with white, some with evening evergreen, and some with soft succulent. So this could be foliage or almost like a knitted sweater. Part of the ombre. There's the white, and there's another white speckle. So really useful designs, great for men's cards as well as all occasions really. Now there are some gems as well that go with this that I bought and I have put somewhere safe, so who knows where that might be. And there is also some cotton paper. So this is like a very fine paper. We have cotton paper before that is perfect for backgrounds and stamping on, and getting you can scrunch it up and flatten it out. I haven't ordered any of that yet, but I probably will do so. So let's make a card this morning using these components. So I have an idea. Let's hope it comes to fruition. So the colours that go with these, nice and easy, are obviously white, evening evergreen, and soft succulent. These are our current in colours. Now when it comes to the stamp set, anything goes. Obviously you don't need to be using the colours that match the papers if you're using the stamp set on its own. So my plan is, and I'm not quite sure what colour card base I'm going to start with, so I'm going to start with this and create a card base. So I hope everybody is well this morning. So I'm going to cut this at 14.85. Actually I could have cut it the other way, but never mind, because I want to do this card in landscape. And scoring at 10.5. Okay, so that's going to be my, oh, I didn't fold that very straight. Let me just sort that out. That's because I did it in the air and not flat on the table. There we go, that's a bit better. So what I have in mind, and I haven't decided which papers I'm going to use either, is to have a piece of the paper across the bottom and the decorative border edge above it. and then I'm going to have the sentiment going across the top. So I'll probably lay this onto a piece of white. And it's just a case of deciding what colours or which sheets to use. I think what I'm going to do is cut my border in this, because I think that would look nice across there. So I may not do white at all. So I'm going to cut a strip of this, and this is going to be tucked behind the paper. So then I'm going to use that ornate die. There we go. This one here. I might use that one, not quite sure. So what I'm going to do is cut this piece. I know that's a little bit wasteful of paper, but for the purposes of doing it on video, it's easier just to cut a large piece and be done with it. So I've got my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine right next to me, so I'm just going to pop that on there and run it through the die cutting machine. I haven't quite popped out those last little bits from previous times. So there's a few demonstrators from our team watching, and some of them came to the team meeting where we used this and did a nice card. So for those that have got it already, let me know what you think, which you like the best. I'm torn between, well, I like them all. I do like the papers, so I have decided that this will feature as our class in a box this month, because I've just seen so many fabulous ideas, and this will be the non-Christmas version, and then I'll have a separate, completely separate Christmas version. Okay, let's snip the end of that off. I did finally manage to move Cassie. She was in place again this morning, but I persuaded her that she really did want to move. Okay, I haven't got that particularly straight, but I'm not too worried. So what I'm thinking, and I haven't decided which paper I'm going to use, is I'm going to layer these two together like so that you can see the stitching. I'm not sure whether you can or not. So I think that is maybe too dark. I do want a bit of a contrast, so that's one option. Or maybe that. And this is going to come down towards the bottom like that. Yes, I think that will work. Just try. Don't work out if this has got a right and a wrong. Let's have a look with this. That's the thing when you've got such nice papers, it's difficult to choose, because they all seem to work, don't they? I'm quite liking that because it's got more of the Evening Evergreen in it, and then I could have this banner here in white, and that would tie those in together, wouldn't it? So I think that's what I'm going to do. And just trying to see which way around that needs to go. I think I'm going to cut it. I'm going to cut it that way. It just feels better that way around. Kerry says she likes that one. I wonder if it's this one though, because I wasn't watching for the delay. So let's cut this one up and see. But I think any of them, I mean honestly any of them would work, wouldn't they? Mind you, this might look quite nice too. Okay, so I'm going to cut this to the width of my card. 14.85. And then cut that into a strip. So I'm thinking no more than 2 inches. I might make it a little bit less. 4.5 centimeters. I can always cut another bit because I've got the panel on top of it. Oh, it was the darker one. Sorry, Kerry. Is it this one, I wonder? I mean, the thing is with this is you could make this design with so many different, you know, just chop and change the papers, couldn't you? Okay, so what I'm going to do is literally glue this panel behind. So this panel, when it's cut, is wider than our standard UK card, which is good. I think it's the same width as a US card, and their cards are slightly shorter and wider than ours, so I think that's good. It gives us a bit of room to play. So what I'm going to do is adhere this to one end and then cut the excess off that side, I think, or maybe yes, because it just fits really nicely. So I'm going to put the glue on this piece here. Just a little line like that. And this has got just tiny little gold dots in it. I'm hoping. Yeah, I don't think you can really see it. It's very subtle. Right, the glasses are off so I can see what I'm doing. There we go. And then I'm just going to trim this edge off because I know this is the right side for the card. Size for the card even. Like so. Or I could actually adhere it and then cut it together. Or you could stick it on and then cut the whole thing. Whatever you prefer. And this little edge here, I'm just going to cut that little point off. Because it looks a bit odd sticking up on its own. So this is, just going to turn this over. That's going to be my base. And obviously you can make a really nice strip in the middle by cutting this on both sides. But I'm happy with that. And I think what I'm going to do is cut this out in white and stamp the sentiment, but have some stamping of the floral images off in the background, just really lightly, tone on tone. So in my pile of pieces here I have some white card. There we go. So I'm going to cut a panel for the inside of my card. So I'll cut that at 9.5 by 13.85, just so I've got slightly smaller insert. And then I'm just going to cut panel for this. When I'm putting die cuts through the machine, oh, that was a bit close. I like to cut the cards down to size rather than using a large piece and then run the whole thing through, because the pressure of the embossing and cutting machine can affect the surface of the die, the surface of the card when it's not under a die. So you're putting it through unnecessary strain. So that's why, rather than just put it on the edge of a piece of card, I like to cut the card up, but don't do it quite so fast as I did, because it's very, very close to that edge. I should have sort of measured it a little bit more. Oh, Jeanette says you can just see them. That's good. Okay. See if I've got away with that. Just. Absolutely just. So for those of you that come to my coffee and cards, you'll be pleased to hear that I went through my pack of embellishments yesterday and sorted out all the odd ones and tidied them all up. So when you open the pack, they don't all spill out now. Well, they do, but in a much more uniform format. So this is going to go onto there. This is going to go onto there with my sentiment, and I'm going to stamp in the background here. That's my plan. So I'm going to use the hello there sentiment, and I'm going to stamp that in the Evening Evergreen so it really stands out. And I've tidied my blocks away. It's very dangerous, isn't it, when you tidy everything away, ladies? That will do. And then I have one for that large and small flower. Okay, so these are the colours: Soft Succulent, Evening Evergreen. So I'm going to use this for my sentiment onto the white, and maybe I should have cut two, but let's give it a go. Just going to bring in a little scrap of paper to practice on. So light tapping. Yep, that works perfectly. I've got a fold in this paper, so I'm not going to stamp onto that. Okay. As I say, there's some really lovely gems that come with this. There are some circular ones, but there are also some teardrop shaped ones to sort of match these, the leaves. So there's my hello there. And then I'm going to use Soft Succulent and some of the floral images across here. Get that one out of the way. So I'm undecided about using this one. I think because we've got just foliage in there, I'm going to use, may only use one actually of these, maybe two. This little one here. And I think I'm going to stamp all the way over. So let's have a look and see. So I want to stamp this first. That's perfect. Do nicely, and let me grab a small block for that one. Oh, not that small. So I don't know what everybody's up to today. Hope you've got something nice lined up. Okay, so I know this is going to go here. So I know that I only need to cover really about half of this. And I only just want it in the background. So I know that this soft succulent is quite lightly inked. It's been rather well used. That's perfect. You see that's all right. I have a habit of bringing it down towards me and then you can't see what I'm doing. Okay, let's fill in with this one. Just make sure you're rotating them. Like so. I thought I had this Eden's Garden stamped out for you to see the stamped images, but obviously not. Okay, so let's see how close that gets with this. That's fine. I'm happy with that. Oh, I do want to stamp the inside as well, but let's put this bit together in case anybody needs to dash off. So this is my design, like so. I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to adhere glue to the back of this. Put my glasses on, see if anybody's asked any questions. Good morning, Carol, with an E. Lovely to see you again. Haven't seen you on here live for a little while. I hope everything is okay. Okay, I might just put a few dots on these odd full leaves. So, just so they don't sort of flip up and get caught. Now, because these are in colours, we do have our in colour ribbon. So we do have Evening Evergreen and soft succulent ribbon that would look lovely with this. So you could run some ribbon round. In fact, I might just do that behind here. Just a little scribble of ribbon or a little bit of gold. Let's stamp the inside just while I'm deliberating on that. And I'm just going to add a little bit of this foliage around the edge. perhaps should have done it top and bottom, would have been better. But never mind. We've got it either side for now. So that's going to go on the inside. So I'm just going to get either some ribbon. I think just ribbon is all I need. Oh, everything is good. That's excellent. Yes, things do get in the way, don't they? But as long as you're okay, that's the main thing. Okay, so I think I might just put a little bit of this ribbon behind. Let's see. I might abandon it. It might look too busy because it's got this going on already. I'm going to put some seal across the back. See whether I like that. No, that's too much, isn't it? No, I think I'm going to leave that. I'm going to put dimensionals on the back and put maybe 2 little gold embellishments on. So let's grab some dimensionals. Like so. Just cutting this edge off. There we go. So for anybody who joined after I started, this is a new suite of products called Eden's Garden, and it's available to order now. It will be in the January to June catalogue, and that will be the stamps and the dies. The papers is on a limited edition, and the gems as well when I find them. So if you like the papers, they're only available either while stocks last or until the new catalogue goes live on the 2nd of January, I think it is. But I will feature this as my class in a box because I just think it's so it's just so pretty, really. Right, let me grab some gold embellishments for that and we're done. Go. Sorry, I left them in the other room. So look, it closes for one. And they're a little bit more organised. So I've got some gold here. Let's move this out of the way. I don't need that there anymore. Give a bit of space. I think I'm going to go for these ones here, the smaller ones from our brushed metallic. And just pop one on each edge, just to coordinate with the dots in the paper. I appreciate you can't really see those, they really are tiny, but they're subtle. So there we go. So there's the outside. Actually, I might need to trim that little bit down. Just see this sticking out slightly. go. That's better. So there we go, I'm happy with that. There's the outside. And there's the inner. Just added that detail around the edges. So I hope you like those. I'll do one more design with this tomorrow, and then the rest of the designs I will use for our class in a box, so I will release that by the weekend in preparation. So I hope you like the design. I appreciate you joining me today. Hope you like the papers as well. The papers just speak for themselves, really. So thank you so much for joining me this morning. As I say, this is available to order, so I will be sending out an email, but if you order it with my class in a box, then you get an extra special price for the stamps and the dies. So if you do take my class in a box, then just consider waiting for that information to come out, and we'll get cracking. So thank you so much today. Thank you, Carol, Kerry, Jeanette, Tracy, Catherine, Lynn, Katie, and anybody else who's joined us that hasn't said hi. If you watched on replay, then thank you so much. If you have any queries or questions, don't hesitate to comment and ask anything you may need. And I look forward to crafting with you again tomorrow. So that will be Thursday the 4th of November at 7 p.m. Thanks so much, everybody. You know where I am. If you need me, just comment on here or email me or find me. Just search for Jemini Crafts with a J for Jenny. Thanks so much, everybody. You take care, look after yourselves, enjoy your day, afternoon, evening, depending on when you're watching. And I look forward to crafting with you again really soon. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye-bye.